broken his leg.
Wow.
He told his wife, who is calling me from Great Falls, that he was directly above the weather station.
They don't have nothing, except that he broke his leg. He called his wife, apparently, and said, I'm down by the weather station, and I only know of 2 spots it can be, I guess, so we just got to go up there and find out. Control FG410.
FG410.
I got a license plate for you. 2C Charlie 49880.
Is that the truck with the injured hunter?
I'm assuming so. I'm parked at what I think is the weather station here, just below Rogers Pass on the east side, on the right side of the road.
And that does come back to this individual. Did you copy where he is from the truck?
Negative. Can you tell me?
He walked up the hill above the weather station. He took the easterly side of the ravine. He said he walked to the top of the ridge. Thinks he walked probably 700 yards before he fell.
Can I get a name and his phone number?
His name is Kevin. Stand by for the phone number.
Is that your pack with everything?
This is my skid. I don't have a splint, Bob.
Hey, I'm gonna get a blue splint. 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay, you got a hat and everything?
No, I don't have a hat.
Do you need one?
No.
Okay, here's the track. Let's go.
While Goalie heads up the mountain, fellow Region 4 Warden Quinn Kuka is out on the plains where the wind never stops, but checking hunters is a priority.
One thing you guys don't have a shortage of is wind tools.
Oh man. Yeah, I see you're from Idaho?
Yeah.
That's cool. Do you have a conservation license on you, or is it just do you have it, Dad? Let's see, I'll hop up here, or do you mind to hop up here and show me your license? I can give you a knife. You can cut it off and... My daughter got her first buck on Friday.
Really?
And it was the best day ever. How calm and no wind and 50 degrees. I'm like, this is perfect, because if it was too cold, I don't know if she'd want to come back. And my littlest one came with us. She's 5.
That's awesome.
Okay, you are good to go. If anybody, if you guys stop at a check station again, or anybody has any problems, you can just tell them that a warden already checked you and that I ripped that, okay?
Okay. Oh, is that?
It's not.
You just ripped it?
No, it's not that big a deal. It doesn't mean nothing. We'll just roll it up like this and put it back on.
This proud father informs Warden Kuka his 2 daughters have also scored on their first bucks. She follows the young hunter and his dad back to the family camp to check the sisters and to hear their stories. Coming up on Wardens Region 7, Warden Randy Hudsonbyler is following early morning hunters who caught his eye. Are they up to no good?
Appears they're driving off-road. They're creeping.
The vast prairies of eastern Montana are primarily privately owned with limited public hunting. In the past few years, many of the landowners choose to participate in a block management program, which allows hunters access to their land but lets the landowner set their own rules.
We're gonna drive in here and check on this vehicle. They're in Joe Leland's block management area, and it appears they're driving off-road. That's against the rules of this block management area, so we're gonna go and try to make contact with them up here. Yeah, that's all they're doing, isn't it? How you guys doing?
See if there's anything alive in this country anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of figured if it looks like a hunter and drives like a hunter, it must be a hunter. Seen you guys going in up there.
Oh, I spotted you before you spotted me.
That's why you guys are all behaved. You guys know what the regulations are for driving through Joe's place here?
No, I sure don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I've always just drove wherever Joe said to drive.
Okay. As long as you stay on established roads, you're fine. If you guys start cutting off across the path, which you guys aren't, but if you did, then we'd have a problem. That's the biggest thing out here on Joe's is to stay on established roads. And then if the road's wet or muddy, he doesn't want anybody on it then.
We usually just, I don't know, we've hunted out here for the last 20 years. So.
Yeah. You guys got your licenses?
Yep.
They wanna check too. Do you guys wanna check the licenses? God. What do you got for deer tags then? More than you'll probably use?
I've only got tomorrow and Sunday to hunt.
Good Lord, I'm getting mauled by horses. Alright.
Got turkey tags. I got a couple doe tags in here somewhere.
You guys want to eat, don't you? You want me to give you some oats or something, don't you?
When Warden Hudsonbyler decides all's good and it's time to wrap things up,
Well, good deal, guys. Good luck. Be safe. Yep.
the horses agree. "500 miles to the west, Region 4 Warden Quinn Kuka meets the family of successful young hunters.
We just came down to Deer Camp City. 116 yards.
No competition.
Yeah. Way to raise them, Dad. And now we're all successful? And your sister got one too, right?
Yeah.
Is it her first buck?
Yeah.
So everybody's first buck this trip? That's awesome. Tell us how you got it.
It was up like on the ridge, like way up high, and it was like half a mile away. So we like took a nap, and like do this huge like mile loop, and like come up and we stalked up on it. We like belly crawled, me and my uncle we stood up. I shot it, I missed it, and so then it like stood and ran, and then it kind of like stopped momentarily. I shot it again, and I shot it in the back legs, and so it had like no back legs, and then I kill shot it in a minute.
All right. Good job. First buck.
Yeah.
And then this is little sisters?
Yeah. Mine, we were going to hike up in Cooley and we saw deer on the right side of us, so we crawled down and were looking at them. It was 360 yards away, and so I pulled my gun and I'm just like waiting for it to turn. And I shot it. First time, missed it, went right over its back. Then second time I shot it, it went right through kind of like middle of its gut, kind of. And then it like flew off its foot, so it couldn't even run. And then I shot it a third time, and it got right here, and it fell. And it was like getting up and stuff, so we had to kill shot it in the neck, and then it was dead.
All right. That's cool. You want to tell yours, brother?
We're hiking down. We look up on the hill, and there's the deer, and my dad's just like, big buck. And then I lay down, and he's like 416, and right at the top of your back. No, 316. And he's like, and then I'm like, okay. And then I get up there, and it starts walking towards the brush, and he's like, okay, make sure you're right on a boom. Drop him in one shot.
Hey, which one of you guys is gonna be a game warden when you grow up? That's a cool job.
You're watching Wardens on the Outdoor Channel.
In Region 4 near the Continental Divide, Warden Brian Goley is an hour into his climb up the steep, icy terrain of the mountain in search of an injured hunter.
Hello?
Hello?
I'm at the Pishkin, but I can get there anytime. Do you need something? What do you need?
And come up to Rogers Pass. I'm gonna need some help hauling him.
Okay. Okay. All right, we'll be there. Bye. Okay, we're gonna run with our lights on because they need help getting him hauled out with his broken leg, so obviously they need us.
Of course, Brian was shouting to me the whole way up, so I knew he was getting closer and closer.
Can you hear me?
My half-brother's also in law enforcement, so it kind of reminded me of him coming up through the trees. They look a lot alike. He was like, wow, my brother's coming up through the trees, and you know, being in that much pain, it was a pretty happy sight.
You're gonna be on TV. Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing I've ever, nothing here, you know, just stepped wrong and all of a sudden everything went snap. If I move
Hey,
at
what's
all.
up?
Yes.
It's gonna hurt when they move you a little.
Yes, it
Well,
will.
I'm up here on the Rogers Pass. Hey, you guys! Right up, straight up!
When the first medical help arrived, it ended up being Billy.
Hi.
I didn't expect a female face, and it was very nice to see that it was a pretty girl too that was going to help me out, and a little bit more comforting too.
Yeah?
Not too bad.
Did you lose consciousness?
Not at all.
Did you fall down?
Yes, I did.
Or just twist your leg?
Twist my leg.
What one?
Left top one here. I'm supporting it with my right foot.
Do you know where?
Kid. Broken right.
Right down there?
She's straight down. Hello?
Hey Brian, I'm about 5 miles away. Where do you want me to go?
Where the cars are parked on the right side of the road, about a quarter of a mile from the top of Rogers Pass.
And then just start hiking in there?
Yeah, bring some fairly decent hiking shoes, even if you got your ice things, because we're gonna bring this guy off the hill in the snow, and it's gonna be really bad.
Okay. Okay, I'll be there.
I think this is kind of like a backboard.
Okay.
If we can get him straight, you know, we can slide him and splint it.
Okay.
That goes back in. Which leg is it?
Right here.
Left leg, top leg, right there.
Broke between the ankle and the knee.
Okay, splint.
But the amount of pain I was in when they put the brace on my leg was extreme.
Kev, I'll be right here with you, because this is not gonna feel good.
Oh, just slide that back in the bag.
Relax.
It's this leg.
That's, do you want to move this?
No, press that Bob.
What I want you to do.
At that point, I think you heard me then, even from California or wherever you're at. It hurt a lot.
Right
Okay, it's
here.
just gonna hurt,
And we're gonna
okay?
straighten his leg out. You ready?
We gotta get you out of here. Yep. I'm right here with you. We're taking I'm right here.
Now let's get his shoulders onto the skid.
Let me know when you're moving, guys.
Okay, grab his jacket.
Nope, you're fine.
But I'm gonna lean against
1, 2, 3. Come on, guys, all together. Let's do it. We gotta walk.
Okay, hold on to me. I'm not gonna let you slide down the hill, okay? Okay, hold on to me.
One more scoot, guys. 1, 3.
Support,
1. I got it.
3. There we go. How's that?
Okay.
He's centered down here.
Okay. Now,
Okay, hold on, I got you.
what we're gonna do is
Okay, just
We're gonna
I'm let
slide
you
'em.
Talk to me in a minute.
this thing is just like taking an elk out. We're gonna slide him down
We're gonna lift them over everything with these handles, but the big thing is keeping this thing from running away.
Okay.
Okay?
Just don't want that leg to hit a tree.
Region 4 Warden Quinn Kuka is racing towards Rogers Pass to help Warden Goley and a team of rescuers carry an injured hunter off the mountainside.
I'm on the top of this ridge to the southwest side of that open park. And as soon as I get to it, I'll give you a better direction.
Oh, he's almost to Brian, I bet.
Go right straight north from where you're at up through that open sapling. When you get that sapling, just turn it, go straight west up the line of that ridge.
I don't know where they're at. No idea. I don't even know what to do when we get there. It must be on the very... There it is.
With no radio and only spotty cell phone reception, Warden Kuka can only follow the footprints of the rescuers who followed those of Warden Goley.
Hello?
I don't know, Brian.
All right, just yell out. Let me see if I can hear you. We're to your left coming out.
Okay.
Yeah, right here!
Straight up!
I hear you. Thanks for coming.
Warden Goley spent an hour and a half tracking this hunter up the mountain.
Here, put that back in and this back in. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Here comes another man.
Yep.
You just watch yourself okay for the friend.
Here we go. Right over this bush, guys.
The little people on that side.
When we first started out, I had a lot of pain. It ended up being a spiral fracture, a lot of sharp edges along the bone to poke into the tissues.
It's twisting.
Big breasts, Kevin, big breasts. Sorry, buddy.
I know this sucks.
The slightest twist of the leg was like twisting your arm around backwards or something. I mean, it was just incredible.
Yeah, let's do that. Rotate.
Go head first.
And then at some point in time, they turned me around so that my head was facing downwards. It kind of created a little bit of traction on my leg, and that alleviated a lot of pain.
Come up here. Is this more comfortable? Is this not ready?
What you did with this last lift was not the most comfortable it's been.
Okay. That was because you went head first, I think.
Our patient's getting shivery. Let's just see how long we can keep moving, okay? Up, 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 up. Watch it. Really slippery ice, you guys. How the tracks go around it. As long as only one of us falls at a time, we'll be up.
Yeah. And is search and rescue down there yet?
Yeah, they're supposed to be on the way up.
That's fine. You're driving.
Oh, down, down, guys, wait. Got a man down.
Okay? Yeah.
Where the heck is our help? Watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it.
Okay, I got it.
Watch it.
Not that way?
Yep, I agree.
Okay, guys, we need to let Kevin take a break. We need to switch places.
You need anything? Any adjustments?
Yeah. Blood alcohol or something.
Shot of Crown Royal wouldn't hurt right now, would it?
500 miles to the east in Region 7 near Sidney, Montana, things are about to take an interesting turn for Warden Randy Hudson-Byler. He has set up a roadside check in which all hunters are required to stop.
Hold on, Jim.
Hey guys.
Hi.
You guys have any luck at all?
Nope.
Is that vehicle with you guys, the one back there? Okay, I'll let you guys go. Yeah, this vehicle here came to our signs and then stopped and turned around. Howdy.
How's it going?
Good. Kind of curious to know why you stopped there and turned around.
Well, I was trying to follow my wife. She was going up that way.
Okay. Do you have any hunt licenses on you?
Sure. You betcha.
Whose deer do we have here?
That's mine.
Yeah. Where'd you get him at?
Oh, down on south here.
And you killed a deer?
Yep.
What's your wife's name?
Joanne.
Joanne's out here hunting today?
Yeah, she just went by here just a little bit ago. Yeah.
What kind of vehicle is she driving?
That little red Taurus.
Carter, you're gonna need to come down to my check station.
On what?
You need to come right down here to my check station.
Oh, okay.
We got some problems.
You're watching Wardens only on Outdoor Channel. It's been a crazy day for the Wardens in Montana. Region 7 Warden Randy Hutzenbeiler has had horses helping him check licenses. He just had a hunter turn their vehicle around to avoid a roadside check. And in Region 4, knees have been bruised and pants ripped as Wardens Goalie and Kuka and the crew slip and slide their way down the mountain with an injured hunter. Over an hour has passed since they started their downhill journey, and now finally the Lewis and Clark County Search and Rescue Team have arrived with proper equipment for this brutal terrain.
Oh my God, there's people.
It was roughly halfway down. The team of search and rescue from Wolf Creek arrived. They also had a stretcher. The frame of it was more rigid. That was a lot easier on everybody.
Everyone ready? Yep. All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
They could support it via ropes, and kind of rappel me almost down. And I definitely noticed a difference after they put another brace around my leg, and I think they tightened it up, if I remember correctly, so that my leg wouldn't twist back and forth. It kind of seemed like things kind of flowed after that. I got into a good position and could feel the sun was shining on me.
Backcountry rescues are dangerous operations. They require expertise, proper equipment, and most importantly, teamwork.
Right here, Cab.
Which side? Which side?
Right here, Cab, buddy.
5 hours after the hunter sent out his distress call, and 3 hours after Warden Goalie found him, he was safely loaded into the ambulance thanks to the diligent collaboration of the responders. Wardens Goalie, Kuka, and Holland, the Lincoln ambulance crew, and the Lewis and Clark County Search and Rescue Team.
Good luck, buddy.
Well, I gotta see everybody's face here. Thank you, guys.
Watch him. Okay, now watch.
I tell you one thing, Brian is a tremendous guy, and all the other wardens that helped were just like family. All those who helped, thanks for getting me out safely and making my hunting day a lot better than what it could have been.
500 miles to the east in Region 7, Warden Randy Hutzenbeiler has had a hunter avoid his check station. He's caught up with him to find out why.
On what now?
You need to come right down here to my check station.
Oh, okay.
We got some problems.
What?
Okay. You got a whitetail B license on this deer.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Is your rifle loaded?
No.
Okay, it's unloaded right now?
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you stay right there? I'm gonna check, make sure your gun's unloaded.
Okay.
You had one in the chamber. Much have you had to drink tonight?
Oh, just a few. We were coming back from hunting.
Just a few?
Yeah.
You got an open container in there. So you're drinking one right now?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
Oh, that ain't. No. No.
You've just had a few beers today? Do you feel like you're buzzing or anything?
No.
Okay. Let's go ahead and come down here and see what we can get figured out. Let's talk about the deer you have in the back of your truck, okay? Where did you get the deer at?
Oh, just south on well, my son-in-law. He knows the people.
He's already left then, or?
Yeah, he was right ahead of me.
Okay. There was a vehicle that was right in front of you when they stopped.
Yeah, they stopped here. He was in a Ford Ranger, I think.
Okay. Those two guys in there, I asked them if they knew who you were or knew that vehicle behind them, and they said no. So are you sure that was Ronnie?
Yep.
They would have known that was you behind them. So
Well, they should have. I wasn't very far back from them.
Yeah, so I guess I don't understand why they would say that and then take off.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unless they knew that there was some illegal hunting activity going on.
We didn't do anything illegal. No. Heck no.
Well, you got a whitetail doe tag on a mule deer buck. That's illegal.
That's the only, yeah.
Region 7 covers the entire southeast corner of Montana, with wide valleys, stunning buttes, and a long stretch of the Yellowstone River. There's an exquisite and yet subtle beauty in these high plains and some excellent hunting areas. To the south from Warden Hudson Byler's district in Region 7, Warden Steve Marks has his own hands full with hunters passing by his check station.
It's humming. What we doing, guys? What's the deal today? Want to stop or what?
Well, I seen the sign and I'm like, what? I haven't seen you guys in here for a while.
Any luck at all? No, nothing, huh? Somebody must have got something sometime, huh?
Oh yeah, the coyote yesterday.
Okay. You been drinking today?
Hell no, I don't drink.
Okay.
Steve, you should know me better than that.
No, I'm being serious. We got an open container here. How many more are in the truck? We set up a check station here, and the very first pickup, and actually the only pickup that's come through so far, turns out they had an open beer in the vehicle, and the driver and the adult passengers have all been drinking. You sir had anything to drink today?
No.
No?
None.
Okay. Tell you what, I'm going to have you guys sit tight. I'm going to have a deputy come out and deal with the open container issue. Okay? 485 FG75.
45.
Can you look up run a driver's license check on him, please?
I'm showing a valid status, expires 2012, restrictions, corrective lens, lifetime total BAC DUI convictions 3.
Montana's large swaths of open spaces provided the landscape where wildlife and large game animals can thrive, and where fair chase hunting is possible. To keep the chase fair, game wardens must enforce the rules, but in this big country that can be a challenge. Check stations help with enforcement in many ways. In Region 4, a pair of hunters stop and report witnessing an illegally taken deer.
Hi guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Great.
I did call Caleb today. Yeah? We had a little deal this morning that you guys would loved it. He said he thought it was a doe, so he put it in there, and I told him, I said, you know, you can't shoot any deer on the deer.
Warden Kuka begins the task of locating the illegal hunter, while Warden Sergeant Steve Vintage works the check station.
Hey, I'm looking for Washington guy that was up in the Dana today. Okay. I need to know the guy. Did you just hand it over to Goalie, or what was the deal? Right, that's exactly what I got from the witness. He came through my check station. So they harvested a deer bigger than 4 inches to qualify as a doe, put their doe tag on it, and then they harvested on private property that doesn't allow any deer hunting. So we have their contact information. Are you in Great Falls currently at the time? Okay, I have a little bit of a issue I just need to come clear up and discuss with you. Can you give me an address of where I can come visit you right now? I'll just be down there in the lobby in probably 20 minutes if you just want to meet me out front to visit.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Back in Region 7 near Glendive, hunters blew past Warden Mark's check station, but immediately had second thoughts and returned, though it is now clear why they didn't want to stop. When the deputy arrives on the scene, Warden Marks reports the situation.
These guys started to go by this check station, and I seen the hunter's orange, and they started to pull out to chase him. They locked her up. He backed up to where he's at now. Passenger, the gal in the front, has an open beer between her legs, or at least she did. And is the one that's driving. He's got 3 DUIs, and I'm sure he's definitely been drinking. Turns out the driver on a PBT actually blew a .238, I believe the deputy said, which is several times over the legal limit.
With the driver blowing over the limit, Warden Marks and the deputy look to see if any of the other passengers are sober enough to drive.
I probably only had 3 beers. You're right at. Oh, that's fine. This individual's actually had 3 previous DUIs, so he's going in right now to have blood drawn on a felony DUI. And we're going to sit here and wait until they get some sober people out here to drive this pickup back into town.
You're watching Wardens only on Outdoor Channel. In Region 7 near Sidney, Montana, a hunter with an illegal deer has been left by his relatives to take the heat, and Warden Randy Hudson-Byler does his best to help him come clean.
Here's what we got. We got a good uncle.
Right.
You love your nephew.
Right.
You love him to death, I bet. Like probably like your own son.
Yeah, like anybody.
He comes out here for Thanksgiving, and you guys offer to take him hunting with you today. And he has a rifle with him, a .243.
Yep.
And you guys come out here and you do some hunting, and you kick up a deer, and you being a good uncle that loves your nephew to death, gave him an opportunity to shoot a deer. And now what you're doing here is you're protecting your nephew. You don't want to see your nephew get in trouble, so you're protecting him. And Ronnie's gonna probably try to have some story like that too. When the reality is that Landon's the one that killed the deer.
Oh, no. I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you.
Hello, is Ronnie there?
Warden Hudson-Byler calls the hunter's relatives back to the check station in an attempt to get to the bottom of this story.
I visited you with that here at my check station, right? Do you want to maybe start over with the truth now?
What?
Who killed the deer?
500 miles to the west in Region 4, Great Falls Warden Quinn Kuka is tracking down a hunter at his hotel. Witnesses reported his deer was killed illegally. Warden Kuka needs the full story.
So, is it a doe or is it a buck?
Well, it was supposed to be a doe.
Okay.
And I didn't know it had horns until I walked up on it.
The hunter readily admits he didn't know he was in an area that didn't allow deer hunting. But he's not as quick to admit that his son actually shot the deer as the witness reported.
I have a witness that said your son shot it.
Oh. No, that's what.
Why would they say your son harvested it? Was it his, did he harvest that animal? Your son harvested the animal, didn't he?
I didn't.
Your son harvested it, and I know he did.
Eventually, a couple of things come to light. One, the son shot the deer. Also, that both father and son have already harvested a buck this season, and that they harvested the deer in an area that doesn't allow deer hunting.
So right now you have a loan and transfer, you have an over limit, and you are in a trespass. So you realize there's 3 citations here. Okay. Basically, right now what I'll do is I'll write you your trespass citation, we'll go check out the deer, and then I'll give you a call right back after I find out, okay?
Yeah.
Does that sound okay?
Warden Kuka makes her way to the processing plant to measure the deer's antlers and determine whether they are big enough to designate it as a buck.
So, tagged it for November 12th, which was yesterday. He told me the head was up here though, because I said I gotta go measure it and take a look at it, and he said it's all up here.
Right here, I bet.
Oh, that's perfect. I'm gonna take that.
Have at her.
I'm taking this.
I don't know.
It's hungry, whitetail. There's the 4, the legal 4, 5, 6 3/4.
The antlers are big enough to qualify the deer as a buck, and it is confiscated from the hunter.
This is my Sergeant Steve Vintage. He just came to assist me.
Thank you. Yeah.
So we measured it, and it's 6 1/2, 6 3/4, but like it's a small deer. We're not so much worried about that. We're kind of worried more why you put the tag on it when your son shot it.
I did the wrong thing, so, whatever you guys feel is the right thing, that's fine with me.
Warden Kuka and Sergeant Vintage cite the hunter with 2 violations: trespassing for shooting a deer on a block management area that only allows elk hunting, loan and transfer for using his tag on a deer that his son shot.
We're gonna disregard the over limit, so we'll just, that one's a different, little bit more of a bigger deal, and we're willing to just kind of look past that based on what we saw and how you've been cooperating. So I'll have to collect $235, and then we won't see you again unless you need help on good terms.
Yeah, good terms.
And then we're gonna keep that deer because you don't want to be in possession of an illegally taken animal. There you are.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
You bet. Take care.
At Warden Hudson Byler's check station in Region 7, the party has grown. The hunter's nephew and son-in-law have returned for questioning, and the deputy has arrived to assist with the open container issue. But Warden Hudson Byler is left on his own to interview each of the 3 hunters, the uncle, the son-in-law, and the nephew, and try to find the truth in their conflicting stories.
I swear I did not shoot that deer.
Are you sure you shot the deer?
Yeah.
Did Landon and what's the
Ronnie?
Did Landon and Ronnie shoot at this deer too?
No, absolutely not.
And I'm 100% telling you the truth. It was Ronnie that shot the deer.
Okay, I got some serious hang-ups on who killed this deer.
I told my nephew, oh, here's my billfold. Get that tag cut out and put it on there. I'll finish gutting it out.
I did not take it out of a wallet.
Okay.
I did not put it on the deer.
So you gutted the deer?
Yeah.
Carter didn't gut the deer? You gutted it?
Yes.
Which tag did he put on the deer?
put a B tag on it.
Why did he do that?
I don't know. I even said I would put my tag on it.
Who put the tag on the deer?
Ronnie.
Ronnie did? Now, tell me again, where was Landon at when the hunt was going on?
He was in the pickup.
Why was he in the pickup?
Well, he walked with Ronnie, and that deer got up, so I banged one time at it, and then Ronnie shot it, and that's it.
Well, you just said he walked with Ronnie.
Well, he didn't even have a gun with him. He just walked just to walk through the bushes.
Okay. Now I'm confused because earlier you just said he stayed in the truck.
Well,
and now we got him out walking with Ronnie.
He was walking, but he wasn't carrying a gun.
You were wearing orange and you were carrying a rifle. You were carrying the 243 with Ronnie when Ronnie shot and killed this deer, supposedly.
Well, we were walking in the same spot, but then I met Carter at the road. I was already in the pickup with Carter, and then we heard the gunshot.
I was by myself. He was in the pickup with Carter when I shot the deer.
Well, that doesn't make any sense to me why he didn't just stay with you. You guys got caught on the spot. You guys lied to me right on the spot and told me you didn't know that was your uncle behind you. So you can see how this is such a conglomerated mess for me.
When discrepancies remain between details and stories and the whole truth never surfaces, Warden Hudson-Byler begins to issue citations to the son-in-law and the uncle.
You're getting a ticket for not tagging your deer. You're getting a ticket for letting somebody else tag your deer. Loan and transfer. I'm gonna take that deer.
Wardens do all they can to work with people when they come clean. But when they obstruct the truth, the stricter limit of the law is enforced.
These violations typically don't take a person's hunting, fishing, or trapping privileges, but ultimately it's up to the judge. And in this circumstance here, I'm going to give you a heads up now that I am going to make a recommendation to the court that you lose your hunting, fishing, trapping privileges for 2 years. I'll be following Deputy Daly back to the Justice Center, at which point I'll issue your citations down there. You're going to be getting 2 citations as well.
For what?
Okay? One for not stopping at the check station, and one for giving your tag to somebody else to put on a deer you didn't kill.
Okay.
That's loan and transfer, okay? He's taking your deer, I'm taking your beer. That'll work. It'll close. I'm just gonna tell you this. You're 18 years old. You got a lot of hunting ahead of you. You got a lot of years to hunt, and you don't need to be starting out at the age of 18 doing this. Okay?
I understand.
All right. Thanks, guys.
We use the simulated wildlife decoy to target all kinds of illegal activity. We'll put them up in the dark, which before and or after shooting light, obviously at that point to catch people shooting them in the headlights or with a spotlight, shooting from the road, shooting from the vehicle. Most of the time we put them up, we try to make it totally illegal. There's no way anybody could shoot it legally.
Operation Elk Dummy starts out in Region 2, just northwest of Deer Lodge, Montana, with Wardens Terry Althouse and Captain Jeff Dara.
Oh, so we can hide back in there? Okay. Where are you putting it? In right there?
Right here, you can get it from both ways, and then we'll have to put somebody here and somebody over on right over.
Okay.
Today's target will be hunters heading home from a weekend in the mountains. Captain Jeff Dara and Terry Althouse, along with Warden Joe Cambick, are setting up a spiked bull elk. It's 2 hours before sunset.
Sometimes we do put them up with that it's slightly possible to shoot it legally. And that, during those times, we're targeting specific things more so than a wide range of things, such as the shooting from the road or shooting from the vehicle in the daytime.
Herb, I think, was our first decoy.
When did you make that thing, Terry? How long ago?
I was in the bidder. So
like,
that would have been around 1994,
to 92, somewhere in there.
Yeah, about 20 years old. He still looks good though.
Okay.
I think he was real.
This is embarrassing.
I'd like to see you build one yourself better.
Yeah, Terry built that thing.
Okay, now I'm back on your side. I thought you had a taxidermist do this.
Is that what you're saying?
No, I think it looks handsome.
Randy says it looks good from there. We're looking good.
Okay.
Looks good.
I think so. You
All
look
right.
sweet. Good luck. So this is a tried and true spot.
Yeah.
This is tested.
But,
I like it.
Yeah.
But sometimes we'll put it up to where it's possibly a legal animal. But if a guy gets out of a pickup truck and starts walking into the woods to go actually after it legally, we'll shut him down.
With the decoy ready, our wardens need to hide vehicles. Cambic will be in a chase vehicle if needed, and Althouse and Dara will hide in the trees close to the road.
This is closed to bull or anything but brow tine bull. So a lot of times you can hear what they say. They'll identify it loud enough so you know they know what it is.
Moments later, the first vehicle arrives. They've seen the decoy. A door is opening. Decisions. There is a choice to be made. Question is, will it be the right one?
Wardens is brought to you in part by Mahindra, the world's #1 selling tractor.
Region 2 wardens have set up a simulated elk decoy and have a hunter taking a serious look at it. Will this hunter make the right choice?
That was a close one. Looked pretty good from here.
Good. If we could just have you keep moving on, we'd appreciate it.
Betcha.
Thank you.
Just barely legal, too.
Thanks a lot.
Never seen that dumb elk. Got a nice picture, though.
That was a close one, boys.
Moments later.
He's coming back. He's gonna go warn people.
Fearing this vehicle is going to head back up the road to warn other hunters, Captain Dara pulls him over for a quick chat.
Where are you headed?
I'm heading back to camp.
You got a camp back here?
Yep.
You do me a huge favor and not warn anybody on your way up?
I won't.
Because we're trying to stop poaching.
Yep.
200 miles to the east in Region 5, Warden Paul Lukey has set up a deer decoy. Assisting on this operation will be Warden Courtney Tyree.
So the idea is you want to be able to see the decoy from where you're hiding, but not have them be able to see the truck. And we're going to put it over there on the other side of the road, hide the truck back here. And the idea is to catch these road hunters, which are pretty serious resource abusers. Have you with the radio up there. We won't see the vehicles coming. I mean, they'll be right on us before we can see them coming, but you'll see them coming from a long ways, I think, from up there. Okay. Quiet. Can you see him? Okay. I can't see anything.
Need a shot.
He shot from roadside of the fence.
From the roadside. Yeah. All right, guys. Be cool with your guns in your hands, please. You guys got your, step on out, step on out. You stay in the driver's seat there, all right? You guys have licenses? Who shot?
That was you.
All right. Where are you guys from?
Columbus.
Okay. How old are you? 16? 15. All right. Was it a legal shot, do you think? Were you off the road? Were you on the other side of the fence?
No.
You didn't cross the fence? What do you think?
He was on the fence. I didn't see when he shot because I was still coming around the front.
Okay. Obviously, we caught you with a decoy. Do you know why we run decoys?
Yeah.
Why? Why do you guys think we run decoys?
Poaching and catching it.
Yep. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with you guys hunting on this spot, but we get a lot of road hunting in Stillwater County, right? And I like the fact you made an effort to, you didn't shoot from the vehicle, but do you think there's a problem with where you shot right there, from what you know from hunter safety?
Yeah.
You would say there's a problem? You're on the shoulder, you weren't off the roadway? Where can you shoot? And this is just, I'm just trying to gauge what your knowledge of where you can shoot at a game animal in Montana. In the regs it says off the roadway, you can't shoot off the shoulder, you can't shoot across, right? And I would definitely say you're on the shoulder, so legally the only way you could have got that is if you would have either crossed the fence right there or gone up that way and made a stalk on the critter, right? All right, here's the deal. I know you gotta do a little bit better than that, right? We understand, so we're not gonna be real hard on him. We're not gonna be hard on you guys either. I mean, if you put him up to jumping out there and shooting at it, we could certainly cite you, but I think you're old enough to know, you've been to hunter safety, you can read, right? So you're able to read regulations.
Yeah.
And it says specifically, you gotta be on the, you can't shoot off the shoulder, on the outside of the burrow pit or berm. I don't want you to get it in your head that it's not a big deal, because it is. It's illegal. That's what we're trying to stop around here. The deer got to have a chance. But as far as the monetary penalty and hunting violations and stuff goes, it might not be as bad as you think, but that's left up to the judge, because you're 15, so you'll have to go talk to the judge with one of your parents or your guardian or whoever sometime within the next couple weeks, okay?
You're watching Wardens only on Outdoor Channel. Region 5 Wardens Lukey and Tyree have just had a young hunter exercise poor judgment and take a shot at a deer decoy.
Take a shot. Take a shot.
They issue a citation for the infraction, but a judge will determine the final outcome of the case.
All right. Well, I expect you to clean it up after this, all right? Although you're hunting with these guys and they're adults, you're the one who pulls the trigger. You know what I mean? He told you get to keep your license, right? That's an enormous break. You could be done hunting bucks for the year, but we're letting you keep that thing. But we're looking for people that are doing other things, other illegal animals in their vehicles, no licenses, other people's licenses, stuff like that, okay? So for us, this is minor, but it's very important. I don't think you're ever gonna make the mistake again, right? Okay. Yeah, carry on, guys. I think most states have laws where it's illegal to shoot from a vehicle or a county road or across a county road. And definitely Montana for sure. It's essentially a drive-by shooting of an animal. It's illegal. It's one of the biggest violations we have to contend with. It's unethical. There's some fair chase violations there. It's just not fair to the animal. Anybody could drive up and down these roads and shoot these animals right out of the vehicles.
One of Warden Lukey's passions is working with his dog Axel. The dog has been trained to help find evidence, which Warden Lukey often uses to build stronger cases.
We're gonna run the dog here, run Axel along this ditch and see if he can find a shell casing. I know for a fact there's one out there. Down. Wait. Heel. Search! I'm gonna be somewhere over here so I can kind of guide his search a little bit. Go find it. Find the brass. Oh, looks like he's indicating on it already. What do you have? See that right between his paws right there? Good boy! And he gets his ball. Oh, there you go. That's who you're shooting, a 248, so definitely a happy dog handler when your dog does what he's supposed to do. Good boy! Good boy! Yeah, you're a brass finder.
200 miles to the west in Region 2, Warden Terry Althouse and Captain Jeff Dara have set up an elk decoy.
We got one coming.
This vehicle sets for several minutes and studies the elk. Our wardens approach the vehicle to get them to move along, but in the process, find something interesting.
He told him that it was a real elk? Oh, well, I'll get in with. Is he by himself?
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I didn't know if it was legal to shoot this size or not, so.
Okay. It's illegal. Did you call him and tell him to come down here?
Yeah, to tell me if it was.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I hate to do this to you, but I'm going to get in your truck and we're going to drive down the road and we'll wait for your buddy to drive by.
Okay.
Okay, because you just can't call. That's two-way communication. So.
Yeah, okay, I
Good.
didn't know that.
So if it's all right, I'll just jump in with you and we'll go down the road a little bit.
Sure.
Okay.
Say, Joe or Tyler, are you there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Jeff jumped in with this guy. They're gonna come down past you because he got on the phone and called his buddies up in camp to tell him this elk was here. He's non-resident from Alberta. So Jeff's in with him. They're gonna go on by you. We're gonna see what happens when the buddies come down.
We copy.
Captain Dara jumps in the vehicle and talks with this hunter as the hunting buddies arrive.
Hate to do this to your buddy, but.
Well, I just, the reason I phoned him was this is my first time ever hunting and I didn't know if this size was legal.
If it was legal or not.
So that's why I just asked him.
Okay, so is he coming down here?
Yeah, he said I'll come down and have a look for you.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just go down around the corner and we'll stop, and then if he stops and gets out and does the same thing you did, then he'll pass the test, and if he jumps out and shoots it, then he'll flunk the test. Yeah, the regulations here is it's got to be a brow tine bull, and what that means, it has to have a point on the lower half of the rack that's at least 4 inches.
Yeah, see, that's what I asked him. He said, does it have a brow tine? And I said, I can't see, it's behind a spruce.
Yeah.
He said, okay, wait there, I'll come and tell you.
Yeah, looks like he's studying it.
But will he make the right choice? The use of two-way communication for hunting purposes is illegal in Montana. Captain Jeff Dara has jumped in a truck with a hunter who has called his buddies down to take a look at an elk, which is actually a simulated wildlife decoy.
I think we're about done. They either shoot it real quick or they don't, you know. I'll let you go.
Okay, guys, carry on.
All right, thanks. Hey, fellas. That one would be tough to eat, so. No, and it's a decoy.
Is it a decoy?
Yeah, it's not even real. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so if I could have you guys move on, we talked to your partner down there.
Oh, okay.
And he called you, right?
Yeah.
To ask what was legal and what was not? All right, so he was calling you to see if he could shoot it, so, okay. All right, well.
Do you want to see what they turn it like?
No, we just need to have you not tell anybody what's going on down here. We're looking for poachers, and he's not one. He did it right, so. All right, thanks, guys.
85 miles to the north, Wardens Ezra Schwall and Bill Copen have a bull elk decoy set up near Lincoln, Montana. It's well before shooting hours.
It's illegal to shoot before shooting light, and it's illegal to shoot after shooting light, so at that point, it's illegal regardless of what it is. A lot of the times when we have the people shoot the decoy, you know, it's an opportunistic thing. I kind of describe it as, you know, they lose their mind. Early in the morning and later at night when we're running them in the dark to get the headlight shooters and or the spotlighters, you obviously have to be really careful. They're driving down the road, they see the elk, they jump out and they shoot. And after the illegal activity takes place, we turn lights on, obviously, because secure the scene, take, you know, the gun is the primary concern at this point.
That's all right, we'll just keep it, it's empty, so it's all clear, everything's safe. You know what you did wrong?
Yeah, I shot at an elk.
Okay,
Decoy.
7:03 in the morning, you're before shooting hours. What else?
Screwed up.
What
On
else?
the road.
Shot from the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never done that.
When we have a guy that, or you know, a guy or gal that shoots the decoy, they kind of hang their head when we jump out of the bushes because they're like, oh boy, I shouldn't have done that.
Any other weapons in the vehicle, sir?
No.
Okay, no pistols?
No.
Okay.
We want to know where the gun's pointing. We want it out of their hands. We want to get control over the gun, any gun. A lot of times these guys aren't alone. They got passengers in the vehicle that have guns, so we want to make sure all the guns are secured.
Okay. Maybe a driver's license. Okay, that's all right, you're all right. Just, those are all your tags or your wife's too? Okay, we'll just take them all for now. Thank you, you're fine. You don't, yeah, you're all right. Just go on up there, Ezra will take you around that corner. And
Just
you'll
go around the
down.
corner and pull down in. Obviously move out of the way. You know, in low light conditions, we could have, you know, other people coming around, car wreck, you know, somebody not even paying attention to what we're doing and shoot the decoy again. So we try to get it all secured, get them away from it, you know, go about our business at that point.
Tell you what, like I said, you know, like Bill said to you, you know, he shot from the road and he shot early, okay? Shooting light's not till 7:08 this morning. Okay. Tell you what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut you some slack, okay? I'm just gonna warn you for the shooting early, all right? But we're gonna have to write a citation for shooting from the road. Okay, you did get out of the pickup.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you opened the door and you were shooting through the crux of the door,
Yeah,
correct?
I did. Yeah.
Okay. And there's also $50 restitution for the decoy.
Okay.
As part of that.
Okay.
Okay. So if you want to just hang out, we'll get this sorted out and I'll be right with you.
Okay.
Okay.
And in this case, this morning, same exact thing. Door swung open, stepped out, put the gun up between the open door and the windshield and shot.
You're watching Wardens only on Outdoor Channel. Today on Wardens, it has been an all-out assault on road hunters, or poachers if you will. Region 5 Wardens found a young lad that had just completed hunter education and should have known better, but made a major mistake. Region 2 Wardens have had a close call at one sting operation.
Looked pretty good from here.
Thank you.
And a few miles north, Wardens Bill Copen and Ezra Schwalm have just had shots fired in the dark.
The shooter we had this morning, you know, it was a quick deal, and that's typical. People that really look at it, we've had people shoot it that have took a lot of time to look at it, but that's not necessarily the norm. It usually happens, you know, they see it and the door swings open, and in this case, this morning, same exact thing. Door swung open, stepped out, put the gun up between the open door and the windshield and shot. So it happened real quick, and you know, at that point, we, you know, go ahead and secure the scene like, you know, we talked about, to secure the firearms, make sure everything's safe. And in this particular case is what is fairly normal, you know, he hung his head and was like, boy, you know, I've never done that before.
And document that he shot at 7:03 and document he shot from the road. And you're good.
They shoot a decoy that should be their their elk tag, but as it stands right now, we just give it back to them.
You'll have a court date. There'll be a phone number. You'll definitely want to call the court. And then you'll go ahead and get a date set, and you'll go before the judge. Just a mistake, huh?
It is a mandatory appearance when we shoot the decoy. Okay, the appearance date is the 7th of December. Okay, if that's a problem, call them. Sometimes they work with you, okay, and try to help that out. You will lose your hunting privileges for probably a year and a half, 2 years. I don't know, that's the judge does it, okay? Other than that, do you have any questions for me? It's the violations 87.3.109, attempt to take simulated wildlife decoy, and 2 wit is shot from road and technically closed season before shooting. Okay. I just have to put what happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's not your guys' fault, so just do that. I like to refer to it as they let the moment control them. They didn't control the moment. And you know, that's what I tell people is if you control the moment, you won't let that moment overtake you and do something that you normally wouldn't do. We don't put these decoys up to just the I gotcha kind of thing. You know, we put them up where we're having problems with that type of activity, and we put them up, you know, to control that. It's an awfully good deterrent. The word spreads like wildfire. When you pop a decoy up, everybody that knows about it is going to tell their friends, and their friends are going to tell their friends. And it's a good deterrent, you know, that maybe I shouldn't see an animal and immediately go to trying to shoot it. Think about what I'm doing. And it helps with that.
Throughout the course of the day, if you run a decoy long enough, people will start coming onto it and they'll take a good look at it and they know it's a decoy. We've been doing this long enough that, you know, the word is out there that it's a decoy, and they'll yell at it or yell at us or try to find us. And there was some of that. Some jokers came by and we're asking, I think, if we could make the decoy break dance, which we can't. But if we could, that would be great.
That's kind of cool. Whoa. Cut.
Well, we were up there watching the decoy, and there was a bend in the road, and around the bend we heard a real close shot. So I took off, got into my pickup, and drove out of there and drove down the road around the bend. And there was the yellow vehicle, SUV-like vehicle, was parked off to the side, and a guy was walking around in the woods. So I pulled up in my truck, pulled over, got out and walked around, and could see, you know, foot tracks, could see where he was standing, could see that he shot from the road there at a different animal. So basically got back in my truck. The individual never saw me or my truck, turned around and came back, parked my truck in the hide spot, and got out and came back down and told Warden Copen that, you know, he was heading this direction and he was likely gonna possibly shoot at the decoy.
When we return, we're going to take you back a few years to 2008 and revisit the biggest bust of Warden Ezra Schwalm's career.
It was about 8 o'clock in the morning when the call came in. And the report was just drag marks coming down a road, Forest Service access road, and blood in the drag marks in the snow. Planning on taking the day off and had a meeting with the Forest Service biologist out of Lincoln that day. Put my uniform on, looked at my wife.
And he said, before he left, I'll see you for lunch.
Which was a real big mistake. Never did that before. And certainly won't ever do it again. I knew better.
So I just kind of set about doing my own thing. We had just moved here at the time, so I was busy unpacking boxes and setting up the house. And
so I drove down, met with the informant, and actually had him come in the truck with me, which I typically don't do, but being brand new, only 2 weeks in that district, I really didn't know the country at all yet. And went and collected some evidence and was getting back in the truck, driving him back to his house. Basically told him, you know, typical spiel, well, you know, it's 2 days old or older, you know, no suspects, no license plates, you know, just some blood in the snow that I took samples of. Probably not going to be a lot I can do. And he just happened to mention, well, there's some younger guys staying in a cabin up here. And I was like, well, let's go talk to them. So drove up that road, started heading up the road to the cabin. And he has an easement to go up and access property up by there. And we drove up the little spur road to the cabin. And as we were coming up the hill, there was a pickup truck parked. Oh, there's a deer laying right there. The way the grade of the terrain was, as I came up, I could look straight under the pickup truck and saw a mule deer buck laying there, full carcass buck. And all the blinds were pulled on the cabin, and I, you know, drive up and see that, and I'm like, well, there we go. So at that point, I was actually putting it in reverse to back up and leave to go get a search warrant and handle it that way. And at that time, an individual walked around the corner of the cabin, saw me, and there was a blue tarp laying by it, which I could not see at the time behind the truck. And I did see him grab blue tarp and throw it over the deer. Gotta talk to him now, I guess. Hey! Why don't you come on over here? So at that point, I call him over to talk to him. And I said, you know, what's under the tarp, even though I'd seen it. Well, I saw the deer, so why don't we just take care of that right now? His response was beef bones for the dog. And then at that point, I was like, you know, come on, man, I saw the deer, let's just handle it.
I don't think you got permission to be up here.
Okay. Well, I come up here to ask some questions, see what was going on, and I see the deer there, okay? So why don't we just...
I need to see some paperwork.
Okay. How many people are in the cabin?
4.
Okay. Including you?
Yeah.
Okay. You got guns in there and everything?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So can we take care of this? So, I mean...
I'm going to need to see some paperwork before you come up here.
Okay. Did have him go back to the cabin, which was probably a mistake on hindsight, to get everybody else out of the cabin. One person did come out very briefly, and it turned out to be his brother. You guys come over here for a second? You guys got ID on you? Recreating. I got their IDs, and at that point they continued to go get paperwork that says you can be here. It turned out, which was clear to me at the time even, but it did turn out, you know, they'd all been through the system before for other things. They've all had wildlife violations, either charged with or interviewed about, and other non-wildlife violations. So then I left. I pulled out of there. I had no radio and no cell phone coverage, unfortunately. The cell phone, nothing you can do about that. To this day, there's still no cell phone coverage there. The radio problem was simply that I'd been in the district for 2 weeks and hadn't ironed those bugs out on some channels.
With no radio or cell coverage, how will his day turn out?
I refer to it as it basically looked like they murdered somebody in that cabin. There was just blood everywhere, blood on everything.
You're watching Wardens only on Outdoor Channel. It was the third week of January, and Warden Ezra Swam received a tip reporting blood and drag marks in the snow. His investigation leads him to a cabin to ask a few questions, but what he finds looks fishy.
When I backed out of there, I took the informant who was with me back to his house and made phone calls from his house. I called Captain Jeff Dara, who happened to have both Sergeant Joe Jakewith and Dan Curtin in the office, and we just started talking about it. Sergeant Joe Jakewith started writing search warrant basically as I was on the phone with him, dictating what I saw, where it was, the particulars. Dan Burns, who was in Deer Lodge at the time, started coming my way, and we sat at the bottom of the hill. And there was a lapse in time there, so they could have left. Turned out they did not. It took a while, you know, for the search warrant to get finalized, signed.
Okay, we got the search warrant signed by Judge Odlin, and we're ready to go ahead and execute it.
In the grand scheme of things, it's not a while. It happened all on the same day.
And what happened while Warden Schwalms and Burns waited for the search warrant to arrive?
They had borrowed snowmobiles, if you will, snowmobiles from a neighboring cabin. They were taking parts and pieces and whole carcasses and driving them with the snowmobiles and scattering it to the winds.
About 11:30, I figured, well, he should be home any minute. Started to fix lunch, no Ezra. Noon comes and goes, no Ezra. He had an appointment to meet with the wildlife biologist in town at 1 o'clock, and about 1:15, 1:20, Pat calls and asks, you know, where's Ezra? I hadn't seen him. I hadn't heard anything, and I just assumed that he left, you know, straight from whatever he was doing, just decided to skip lunch and head to meet with Pat. And when Pat called and said he didn't show up, I started to panic.
Once the warrant got to us, we went back up to the cabin and pulled him out of the cabin at that point.
This game warden, why don't you come over here for a sec?
Showed him the search warrant and then proceeded with the search warrant. The original deer that started all this, it was clearly gone, and there was no other wildlife parts, pieces, or anything at that point, other than what was in the cabin, antlers hanging up.
He told me he'd be home for lunch. It is not like Ezra at all to miss an appointment, and especially miss an appointment and not call.
We did the search warrant, and I refer to it as it basically looked like they murdered somebody in that cabin. There was just blood everywhere, blood on everything. At one point, Matt Stonecipher pulled a tarp out from under the bed in the bedroom, and we figured it to be at least a pint of liquid blood actually splattered on the wall when he pulled that tarp out from under the bed. Clothes with blood on it, duffel bags with blood on it, knives. We tagged all the evidence, took a lot of stuff. None of the four individuals would interview. None of them would talk to us. So at that point, it was all evidence. Ended up sending 51 pieces of just DNA forensic type evidence to the lab. We had all the blood evidence, all the forensic type evidence, but we had no animals at this point because they had taken them and hauled them off. And still at this point, you know, to me, I'm looking at one deer. You know, that's all I saw, and that's what started the whole thing.
Well, I waited till probably 5 o'clock before I called Ezra's boss in Missoula to ask if he was okay. Well, when I called Jeff, of course we just moved here. I had never even met Ezra's boss, and I was a little nervous about calling. I didn't want to seem like the panicked game warden wife. But I called and I just explained who I was and what happened, and he said, oh yeah, he's fine. He's just on a case, which huge relief.
I got the call about 8 o'clock in the morning, and I think I got home at 1 o'clock the next morning. The next day, Dan Burns and I took snowmobiles and went all around the back of that cabin, which was actually at that time was the Nature Conservancy ground. And that day we found a moose carcass, processed moose carcass. And with a knife, it's sticking up out of the snow, which did have a bloody fingerprint on it. And we also found a toe strap and that was laying there, and a Gatorade, empty Gatorade bottle. So we collected all that, brought that out. The next day, Dan Burns, myself, Sergeant Dan Curtin, and Captain Jeff Dara, the 4 of us went back and did that again. And that day, I believe we found 3 or 4 dump sites and hauled all that out. And it was a hodgepodge of stuff. Every dump site, you know, would have had, you know, there's a moose quarter, a deer leg, a deer quarter, and a piece of an elk. You know, all of them were that way. There was not. So we took all that out, and then ultimately we took samples of all that to match to the samples we had from the cabin, and sent it all into the lab, and eventually that all came back. And then we had just a web of, you know, this matches this matches this, and it tied, basically definitively tied 4 deer, an elk, and 1 moose back to that cabin.
When we return, it's back to Schwalm's decoy sting to see how things end up for the yellow truck.
Wardens is brought to you in part by Mahindra, the world's #1 selling tractor.
The decoy we had set up at the time was a spike elk, which was illegal for the area. It was a brow tine bull only area, or cow, actually, in that area as well.
Warden Schwalm investigated a gunshot down the road from the decoy location, knowing this too was a potential shooter on their simulated wildlife decoy.
So he came up, and he actually drove by the decoy and turned around and came back, and he sat there for a while. Normally we wouldn't let somebody sit there that long. Not a lot of traffic coming that day. We didn't hear any other traffic coming. So we decided just to see what happens. And he was sitting there in his pickup with the door open with the rifle on his lap. And we just thought, what's gonna take place here? So we left it go for a little while. Warden Copen walked down there, actually, walked right up to the passenger window and looked in. And I guess that's when we realized for sure he had the gun on his lap. Warden Copen turned around and indicated to me that the gun was sitting on his lap, and he was paging through regulations at one point. And so actually Copen came back up and got back into our little hiding spot, and went down there a couple different times. And the last time he actually went to the front of the vehicle at the hood on the driver's side, and stood there for a while, and the guy never even knew he was there. And finally he said, "Hey, good job not shooting the decoy." The guy was all surprised, and I think Copen had to tell him 2 or 3 times it was a decoy before before it dawned on him that it wasn't a real elk. And it turned out that he was sitting there waiting for more elk to come out. He had realized it was a spike, and good for him, he wasn't going to shoot the spike, it was illegal, but was waiting for more elk to come out. But at that point, then we had to address the shooting from the road. It turned out to be a deer around the bend.
So you shot from the road.
Off the edge of the road.
But that's better than shooting from the. Are you allowed
So
to shoot
we
from the
talked to
road
him
in
about
Minnesota?
that, and he ended up admitting that he did shoot from the road down there from at a deer. You know, because he was pretty straightforward with us, because he did the right thing with the decoy, we gave him a written warning for shooting at the deer.
Now for the conclusion of Warden Schwalm's case file.
Our investigator sat down and just made a web, I guess, for each one, and then a total one. I guess the best way to put it is like a matrix of each piece of evidence tying back to the cabin, and just arrowed them back to the cabin. And then, with that, it was enough to go get arrest warrants for all 4 individuals, since none of them would talk to us at that time. So we got $50,000 arrest warrants for all 4 of them, 4 individuals. One was still in Kalispell, so we went and got him at his house. We had information that one of them was flying into Kalispell from Texas, so we picked him up at the airport when he flew in, and 2 of them had gone to Alaska. And the Powell County Sheriff flew to Alaska and picked up those 2 and brought them back. The day we did the arrest warrants, obviously the 2 in Alaska were going to be picked up. We picked the 2 up in Kalispell, and they actually both interviewed at that time. And their stories were very accurate meaning matching each other. Very little, if any, discrepancy between the two stories. That told us that we found all the dump sites but one. The Gatorade bottle is an interesting deal because we did it subsequently, then got search warrants to collect human DNA samples from all 4 of them. And we had that tested. And the Gatorade bottle actually definitively came back to 2 of those individuals. All of them spent, you know, a handful of days at least, if not a week or more in jail before they got bonded out. Both that we picked up in Kalispell eventually bonded out, as well as the 2 that were brought back from Alaska eventually bonded out. Then the case was put together and eventually they plea bargained a deal and never did go to trial. We got quite a bit of money in fines and restitution, each one of them. They all 4 of them lost their privileges for 14 and a half years. It was felony activity, but the felonies got dropped to misdemeanors in the plea deal. The big thing that I think about is, you know, I caught these guys, and you always, you know, you ask this type of thing when you do get to talk to people. You know, is this, you know, something you do all the time? And, you know, I've never had anybody tell me, yep, I do it all the time. They always say no. But, you know that they've been doing this for a long time. For me, that was my biggest case that I've ever had up to this point, you know, close to 7 years of doing this. I hope it's not the biggest one I ever make, but to this point it is.
Well, I see you up there, so I'll just go up the road till I find him, okay? See you later. Bye-bye. There's a guy walking up and down the road hunting, and you can't hunt for 7 miles. And she rode down and said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "Hunting." And he's trying to call elk or deer or something. So look for some orange when you see it. What the is this? This is not normal. Hello? What are you hunting?
Oh, I'm just calling elk.
Come over here so you don't get run over. You're calling elk, huh? Do you have any guns on you besides the bow, or?
No, just the bow. That's all. I only got practice.
All right. Do you have a hunting license?
No, I don't.
So what are you hunting?
Just calling elk.
What are you fishing for?
Trout.
Okay.
I got a fishing license for that.
Okay, we'll see it real quick. Where are you from?
I'm coming out of Great Falls.
You got some property up here, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Under my mom and dad.
Are you cold?
I got my jacket.
Well, you need to put it on, boy. It's cold out here. Whoop-da. You're walking all the way from Great Falls?
Yeah, I just got here.
Wow. Did somebody drop you off?
Yeah.
Who?
Some guy that was coming out of Great Falls going to Helena.
Gotcha. All right. Are your arrows here, you have broadheads on them or not?
No, I only got practice tips.
Okay.
I wear my jacket.
Okay. Yeah. So are you hunting or not?
No, I'm just calling to see what's out here.
All right. Have you been in any trouble?
No.
Okay, you're on probation or anything like that?
No.
Okay. You're not? When's the last time you were in trouble with anybody?
There's, back in Missoula.
For what?
Misdemeanor, open container.
That was it?
Yeah.
Are you drunk or on anything right now? Okay. You're not on any medication or anything?
I am dehydrated.
Yeah, that's a long walk. You stand right here, I'm gonna run you, okay? Control FG 410.
Go ahead.
Do me a favor and run Brian. It's a replacement. He's gonna have a warrant. How much? What is he doing here?
600 miles to the east in Region 7, Warden Steve Marks is patrolling the outskirts of Glendive.
Yeah, it looks like there's a shell casing right up here on the road. We'll stop and pick that up in case we run into whoever might be shooting it. It's a Kent cartridge 12-gauge shell. I can't say I've seen many of those. Looks like those guys have stopped down there. Down down there and see if they're hunting. They're stopped on the road right now. It's a local landowner that's probably out hunting here. Morning. How are you? You guys doing any hunting at all today?
If we see a bird, we're gonna shoot it.
Okay. Okay, check bird licenses real quick.
Yep.
Let's see, we got a couple different ones here. Conservation on this one, bird on this one. What are you shooting for rounds in your shotgun today? It's a Remington. All right. What are you shooting there for rounds? Kent? Okay. Can I visit with you for a second, sir?
In Region 4, Warden Brian Goley has a strange situation on his hands with a self-proclaimed elk caller.
You stand right here, I'm gonna run you, okay?
SG 410, he's valid, 2 prior insurance, 211.
I copy. Are you going up to cabin?
Yeah.
Who's he?
He's my dad. He passed away May 17th.
This year?
Yeah.
I met him last year.
Yeah. I'm going up to drop this gear off, and he's a friend of mine named Tim.
Tim's up there now?
I don't know if he's there, but he's a cabin.
Okay, I'm just gonna look at one of your arrows, okay? And then I'm gonna give you your stuff back, all right? I just wanna make sure there's no broadheads. All right. Have you shot at anything this year?
No.
Okay, what's in the pack? Just your warm clothes?
Yeah, 3 bags.
What's that right there?
Oh, it's tobacco.
Okay. Are you gonna make it up the road okay?
I think so.
All right.
I just need some water if you got some.
Still wary of the elk caller's intentions, but at the same time, concerned for his safety. Warden Brian Goley gives him some water for the remainder of his walk.
I'm just dropping this off.
What do you mean you're just dropping it off?
I'm going to leave it there for I go this spring.
There's a gunshot up the road. Okay, I'm gonna check on you in a little bit.
Right, how quick call?
No, you just keep walking, be careful. Okay, I have no idea what that guy's doing. I know where his cabin is, but there's just something going on there that just isn't right. Interesting. Hello?
Oh.
How's it going?
Oh, not too bad. How are you today?
Did you get a deer or?
Well, thanks. White-tailed doe up there.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Going up to check on her.
Okay. Yeah, we get a lot of complaints of shooting from the road. I'm hoping you guys got off the road
no,
here.
He was out of the truck and off.
Awesome. Okay.
I'll make sure of that.
Good for you. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're just going to pull up and get out of the way, and we'll just make sure he got it.
Okay, well, that's what he's not quite 100% sure he hit her.
Okay. Hi, how are you? You get anything besides this one? Well, you guys hit the skids in a hurry. Holy cow. Interesting. I don't see any brass anywhere. He's probably still got it in his gun. Where are you at? Do you know? Which property you're on?
This is the state piece here, isn't it?
I don't know. It looks like Sagebrush Consultants, LLC.
State?
No, see, here's the state land. See that little triangle? Here. See the triangle?
Mm-hmm.
That's us coming up the road. This is state land. So, like that's all state land.
Mm-hmm.
This, where you're sitting, is not state land.
If he got her, then we got a problem.
Meanwhile, 600 miles to the east in Region 7, Warden Marks visits with a hunter shooting the same unusual shells he found in the roadway earlier.
The reason I asked you into the vehicle today is because I believe that you might have shot at a game bird from the roadway. Okay? Has that happened on this trip?
No, not that I can recall.
Okay, how about back up here on this hill? Did you shoot at a bird back this direction?
I don't know.
So I guess the reason I'm asking is, look what I just picked up off the road. Because this is the same shell you're shooting, right?
Right.
That same Kent fast load.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the other guys are shooting different stuff, right?
Correct.
Okay. If I was a betting man, though, I would bet that this shell was fired from your shotgun.
Honestly, I mean, we open a gate because most of the birds that we see, if they are close to the road, get up and fly away. So then we go open the gate and we go out and we drive around until we find them.
Your statement to me is going to be that you haven't shot off the road this entire hunting trip with your shotgun. Is that the statement that you want to make to me?
I'm trying to rerun all this stuff. I mean, I have gone to the fence, shot that way.
So you got out of the truck and walked into the ditch and shot next to the fence.
Right.
And that is part of the roadway as well.
Okay, then I'm guilty of that.
What I'm going to have you do is sit tight here for just a minute. I'm going to talk for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And I'll be right back, okay? I'm picking up shot shells off the road that match his exact brand.
Plus, yeah, can I tell you one thing? Very good about picking them up when we're out in our CRP.
Okay, he's already admitted to me he shot from the road ditch at birds.
We're not trying to do anything wrong, and we haven't that I know of.
Well, he's shot from the roadway. Because he's admitted he shot on this side of the fence. And that is a violation. I'm gonna write him a citation. Let me explain the citation to you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is your information here, citing from Montana Code 876403, which says it's unlawful to take game birds from the roadway. Okay, the roadway is fence line to fence line. Do you have any questions for?
No.
Yeah.
Alrighty, I'll take care of it, so.
Okay.
All right, take care.
You're watching Wardens only on Outdoor Channel. Region 7 Warden Randy Hudsonbyler has come across a truck illegally parked along an irrigation ditch near Sidney, Montana.
We've got a problem here. We got a truck parked out there on the canal ditch. They can't be doing that. I see 3 hunters out there. Let's swing around here and see if we can't get up there and visit with them. How we doing?
Pretty good, how are you?
Good. You guys having any luck at all?
Way too windy.
Oh, way too windy, huh? You guys just get out here, or?
We're just loading back up, actually.
Oh, okay. You pushing this area through here?
Yeah, we just went down there and called it quits.
Oh, okay. You guys didn't get anything, huh? Oh, sure. I got a little problem, guys. We can't have you driving out here. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. There's a sign up there, but somebody knocked that post over, so the sign's broken down.
Stop signs.
Yeah. So, you guys got your licenses on you? Just get your licenses out, and I'll take a peek at those. Yeah, you don't have an upland bird license.
600 miles to the west in Region 4, Warden Goalie has determined the roadside hunters are on private land and without permission.
This, where you're sitting, is not state land.
Well, then if he got her, then we got a problem.
No, he does, not we do. Do you have a license?
Yes, I do.
I'll check it real quick.
Here you go.
Any luck?
I don't think, well, I got shot right under. You see any blood or anything?
Do you have your license?
I do.
Okay. You hunted up here much before?
A couple times.
And do you know whose place you're hunting on?
As far as I was aware, it was just state land right here.
Nope. No, it's Sagebrush LLC, whoever that is.
Okay.
Do you have your any tags?
Yep, I got all my tags here.
So you're coming down the road on the red pickup, and you hit the skids. In fact, you spun backwards. I've got a pretty pointed question for you because I was just right there.
When you shot, where were you?
Standing on the side of the road.
I was really concerned when I got here that you shot right from the truck, and I'm hoping that you didn't.
No.
So you got out?
I got out of the
How far
rig.
from the truck do you think you were?
I don't know, 5 or 7 feet.
All right. Why don't you head back and put your gun there, and I'll be right there. And what's your name, sir? You guys are relatives?
Yeah, he's my son.
Gotcha. So my question for you is, I just talked to your boy, and I want to make sure that everything's okay. First, you don't have permission. The second thing I was concerned about is shooting from the road and the vehicle.
Right. He wasn't in the vehicle. He stepped out of the vehicle and off the side of the road.
How far off?
Probably about 5-6 feet. Where he shot from was right about here.
Okay. Yeah, this is still the roadway, you guys. You know that, right?
Well, yeah, it's off, yeah.
Is this where you were standing when you shot, sir?
Yeah, I think right about in here, yeah.
Where were you standing exactly?
I don't know exactly where I was standing.
You were
I think
shooting?
I was about 5 to 7 feet from the pickup.
And the pickup was back there?
No.
Let's see, I had to pick up.
Right in this
here.
area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you come back to my truck with me, okay? Well, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to charge you a violation for shooting from the public roadway. You were given a verbal warning for hunting without landowner permission. Okay? I need to go give your license to your dad, and you are free to leave. Okay. Sorry that happened today.
You know what? I'm wrong.
Well, you know what? I don't always get to deal with honest people. And that's why I think you need a break on the trespassing. Yeah, if you get in a hurry, that's what happens. And I think that's just what, you just need to slow down. There's no deer worth that. And there's lots of good places to hunt. There really is. A lot of block management, especially for whitetail.
Sure.
All right, man. Hey, thanks for being honest. Okay. Make sure I got everything for you, sir. Take a look at it. Okay, be careful. See you guys later, okay?
Before calling it a night, Warden Goley checks for evidence that the elk caller, who was walking up the road earlier, did indeed make it to the cabin he claimed was his destination.
That just is the kind of guy that you just wonder. But his tracks go right in there. Well, it's not my cabin. I think what we'll do when I come up is check on him tomorrow.
Warden Brian Goley is returning to a cabin proclaimed family property of an individual he had come in contact with the previous day. Not only is he concerned that the man might be planning to hunt illegally, but the strange situation makes him wonder if the man is a danger to others.
I see footprints on the stairs. No. There's nothing there. I don't see any smoke coming out, nothing. This is really different. Could be one of these campers, I guess. I don't know, man. I'm gonna see if I can get up the road here a little ways and get a different angle on this place. Just see what's going on.
Goley can hear the man calling elk and has stopped to listen.
Now I can hear it up there, like he's walking. I gotta see him, okay? This is the weirdest thing ever. Tell me I've never seen anything like this in my life. How do you explain this? He's just walking along with his call. I think I know where to head him off, but the thing is, he's gonna see me. He's so stupid, it's crazy. This guy's freaking me out. He's just walking in the woods calling an elk call. Do you think I should call him with my elk call? You're probably gonna get shot.
is the stupidest thing I've ever done.
600 miles to the east, Warden Steve Marks and Todd Enders are planning a decoy operation.
What my thoughts were is to park in that shed up there, open
Okay.
those doors and park in there and set it up somewhere in this.
Okay.
So here's how it goes down. A mule deer buck will be placed off a county road, and their primary concern will be focused on hunters taking advantage of an easy kill and shooting from the road, along with possible trespassing, as this is private land. The vast prairies of eastern Montana offer very few places to hide, and that presents a challenge for our wardens. With permission, a rancher's shed provides the cover to hide the trucks. The first hunters passed right on by. But the second one stops for a closer look. If this hunter takes a shot, he will be shooting across a county road, which is illegal. Question is, will he make the right choice? You're watching Wardens only on Outdoor Channel. Across the state, 2 hunters shooting from the road have been caught, while a third is debating whether to pull the trigger. In Region 7, Warden Hudson Byler has chanced upon a man hunting without a license.
Yeah, you don't have an upland bird license.
And the bizarre situation with the elusive elk caller keeps Warden Brian Goley in pursuit, after a nearby gunshot forced Warden Goley to leave the elk caller on the road yesterday. Now he has returned this morning to find him and ensure he is neither illegally hunting nor posing a threat to the neighborhood.
This wind might blow him right back to his cabin. It might be good we just go down there and sit. I want to see him right here. He's gonna come right here. I think I'm a little bit ahead of him, but I don't know. Maybe not. There he is. He's got good clothes on and no weapon. Hey Brian, it's the game warden. Why don't you come over here for a sec? I want to make sure you're okay. Well, I was making sure you're all right, man.
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
All right, we were worried about you.
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
You just going up there calling elk or what?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what type of answers I got to use for.
Right.
You know, like I said, I'm a beginner, so I'm wanting to
learn it, huh?
Trying to learn how to get it done.
Yeah. Is your brother Kevin?
Yeah.
And it's okay for you to be up here?
For a minute or two, yeah. I'm gonna head to Helen here.
All right. You just travel all across the country?
Yeah.
You staying in the cabin or the camper?
Trailer here, yeah.
You got food and everything?
Yeah.
All right. You got any guns in there or anything like that? All right. Because you can't be hunting without a license.
I know that.
All right.
You just call in just to see if I can't get something to call back. I'm trying to learn the
lingo. Elk language?
Yeah.
All right. All right. You be careful.
All right.
See you later. And you want to talk about a lonely life. I don't know what's going on there. That's just... He can be here for a couple minutes, which means I don't think he's supposed to be here at all. But it's a civil deal. There's nothing I can do. He doesn't have any weapons, at least that we know of. He didn't carry one with him. So, I don't know. I guess it was kind of worth checking out, but it was just really weird. You know, he talks good. You see how kind of buoyant he was coming across the bridge, and he's just all buoyant and healthy and happy, and so that even makes it even a little weirder, but whatever.
650 miles to the east in Region 7, Warden Randy Hudsonbyler has come across a few upland bird hunters, and one of them without a license.
Yeah, you don't have an upland bird license. What do we got going on, Jameson?
Just out on a Sunday hunt.
Okay, so what were you shooting at?
We were shooting at pop cans.
With your shotgun with 7.5?
Actually.
Where are the pop cans at?
That was over my crane.
How many birds have you shot at today?
None.
If you would have kicked a pheasant out in front of you, what would have you done? Okay. Well, that is a problem, my man, because you're out here bird hunting, and you don't have a bird license to do so. I can do two things here. I can give you a ticket, and it's going to cost you $135, or you can hire an attorney and go to court and your right to due process, or I can give you a warning, and I'll leave it up to you. If I give you a warning, are you going to go in and buy an upland bird license? Right, I'm trusting you. I'll just give you guys the skinny, the same thing I told Jameson. I mean, how old are you now, Garth? You're 20, how old are you?
20 next month.
Okay, Jameson's gonna be 18 in 3 days. You guys are to the age now where I don't think it's an excuse to not have all your licenses in order or to be out breaking these fish and game laws, okay? We're all gonna make mistakes though, that's human. I mean, so you guys screw up or something, man. I'm here to work with you. Just be straight up with me. I mean, Jameson was straight up. I cut him a warning on it. He's gonna go buy it. $3 his license costs him, or it's a $135 ticket. I know you guys want to be out having fun, but do it smart, okay? That's all I got. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Up ahead, Warden Goalie lays it all on the line.
Here's the deal.
Okay.
Down the road down here, somebody shot a deer.
Okay.
Right where you were parked. Okay? That is not from Bob Ware.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you something right now. You lie to me, you're going to have a problem.
As this hunter decides whether or not to take an illegal shot, he has no idea the deer is a decoy, and two wardens are watching his every move.
Put down the rifle! Fish and game!
Put down the gun!
Step away from it, please. We're fish and game wardens. You're shooting across County Road.
Have you guys set up a trap?
It is a decoy, yeah.
But no wonder I couldn't believe he was missing.
But you guys, you can't shoot across a public road.
You have your license on you, sir? You guys have permission?
Yeah.
Okay. You have that with you?
I don't. He's got the permission slip.
Okay. And you guys signed in, right, to Shepherd's? No?
No, we're not signed in to Shepherd's.
Signed
I talked to them about 2 weeks ago, and they said, yeah, okay, come on up.
Okay.
We drove up to their house, and we always go in and sign the book inside.
Okay.
But we came back to park here, call them again. Before I walk into anybody's house, even though 2 weeks ago they said it was okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna check with them again.
Okay.
We're out here on your property. Is it okay to go in and sign in? Okay, and so that's what we were up to.
Okay.
And we were headed back down this road, and I got mixed up. I thought that this was still part of the entrance road, and that's Laird where we were down there before. And he said, no, we're on Shepherd's property.
Yeah, this is Shepherd's here, so.
Yeah, I said,
okay.
I would be screwed up. I actually thought everything on that side of the road was
Basically what we had happen is had some hunters show up. They have permission on the neighboring ranch. They're trying to find this landowner to see if they can get permission here. And when they come back down, they saw the mule deer buck that we simulating across the road and took a poke at it across the county road a couple times, and that's unlawful. You cannot shoot across the public roadway, so.
I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of explain this to you. Cited you under Montana Code 876403, which is unlawfully hunting from a public highway. To wit, you shot our decoy from across the road here.
He did hit it.
Yep. So,
just once?
Once, yeah.
And I was still hoping he would.
Only once that I could find.
I'm sorry for the trouble, fellas.
It's all right. You know, like I said, mistakes are made, and you know,
Yeah, we screwed up.
everybody makes them, and it's just how you deal with it. Okay.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Back in Region 4 near Wolf Creek, Montana, Warden Goley has spotted some highly suspicious behavior. He had witnessed this vehicle quickly pulling out of the ditch on private property closed to public hunting. He could see that an animal had been dragged across the field to the fence. The landowner was called just to verify if anyone had permission before he initiates a stop.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Did you kill a deer down the road?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Okay.
We're just cruising up the road. We're headed over to Pat.
Pat, who?
Pat lives right over the hill from here.
Okay. Come on over here.
Cool.
Okay, so you don't have a deer in your truck then? No deer? You have a hunting license?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I just saw you parked in the ditch down there.
Oh, we were looking at some muleys up there on the hill.
Okay. It looked to me like there's a drag trail.
No.
Was there a drag trail? Yeah, there was a drag trail.
More than me. Let me go get my license.
Okay, you be careful. I see you're limping there. Where are you guys from?
I'm from Louisiana.
A long ways away from home, huh? Where's the blood from?
What?
On your hands?
Probably when I was down there around the barbed wire looking at them deals.
Why don't you just step in your truck and sit down for me?
Okay. Just a minute.
And I mean it. You just go ahead and sit in your truck and don't move. Okay? Come out here. Okay, come on back here, sir.
All right.
Come right over here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, here's the deal.
Okay.
Down the road down here, somebody shot a deer.
Okay.
Right where you were parked. Okay? That is not from barbed wire. And I'm going to tell you something right now. You lie to me, you're going to have a problem.
Okay.
Do I look like I'm joking?
No.
Okay. You dig out your license and you show me the deer you just killed.
Okay.
You understand that?
Yes, sir.
There's no games.
I'm not going to play any games with you.
Okay, don't be lying to me. Dig that deer out in your license.
Okay.
You're watching Wardens only on Outdoor Channel. Near Wolf Creek, Montana, Warden Brian Goley finds a bloody drag trail, which leads to bloody hands.
So you don't have a deer in your truck then? No. Where's the blood from?
What?
On your hands? That is not from barbed wire.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you something right now. You lie to me, you're going to have a problem.
Okay.
Do I look like I'm joking?
No, sir.
Okay. You dig out your license and you show me the deer you just killed. I need to see your hunting license for the state of Montana and your deer.
Okay.
You understand that?
Well, one of the things, I understood, we shot the deer and we didn't get it tagged, and that's why I got spooked. I've never hunted here before.
Sir? No. I asked you to sit in that truck. Okay. Is this the deer right here?
Yes, sir.
Do you all have hunting licenses?
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Well, we all legal other than, I said, well, what's wrong? And they said, you're supposed to tag it on the spot. I said, well, man, I didn't know.
You don't have permission where you are.
Sir?
You don't have permission where you were standing, where you shot this deer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay. Why don't you come over here and jump in? I want to know, did you get dropped off there? Did you stay there the whole time?
I was dropped off, and nobody told me it wasn't okay. I didn't know any better.
Okay.
And I just played ignorant because it's the truth.
Okay, so they just dropped you off and left?
Didn't shoot it from the road.
Okay.
And crossed over the fence.
Who's we?
Me and the other guy that got out there.
Okay, the guy up front. You flew out to Montana, met these guys in Kalispell?
No, I actually flew into Missoula and drove over and met them at the hotel.
Okay. So you rented a car and you came over and met these guys?
Okay. And you're just staying in a hotel? You don't have no idea where you're hunting or anything?
No, but Brian's from Kalispell and knows the area, and that's the way it was all set up for me.
Okay. And you didn't tag your deer, how come?
Just ignorant, I guess. Got in a little bit of a hurry when I got here today.
Did you just guess that this might be a place you could hunt, and you were just in a hurry to get the deer out of here before you got checked, or what?
Yeah, just don't want to get in trouble.
Okay, back there between the burrow pit and the fence, am I going to find your brass? Ken, right behind you is a metal detector. Okay?
Okay.
Am I going to find your brass back there?
You find it by the fence.
Okay.
You find it on the road.
But you shot from the fence. Did you shoot? And who else?
After we got on the other side, John shot because I had shot it, hit it in the leg. And I said, hey, I'm out of shells, man. Do you have any? He said, yeah. And I said, well, man, the dang thing's crippled. We got,
You got to get it, huh?
Well, we had. I don't want to just leave it.
Okay, what I want you to do is step out and go stand by the bumper of the truck there. Okay? And then I'm going to have to talk to the guy that's up front in the passenger seat. We'll get this squared away and we'll be done with this, okay? How are you?
Good.
My name's Brian Goley. I'm the game warden.
Right.
Do you have any guns or knives on you?
I got some knives, sir.
Okay, but no guns?
No, sir.
Okay, why don't you have a seat in my truck, sir? Can you explain how the hunt happened?
We got dropped off, and I thought it was 170 to
Okay.
block management gate.
Back there where the deer was, you're driving down the road, you get dropped off. Who shot?
He shot. He also shoots a 338.
Okay. Did you ever shoot back there?
No, sir.
Oh, no. Hold on a second. We're doing really good.
Up until now.
Up until you started lying.
Meanwhile, 650 miles to the east in Region 7, it's Ladies' Night Out.
Hello. How are you ladies tonight?
Pretty good.
You guys having any luck at all?
Well, we each got a ling.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, it's the first time we both shot one. So. Yep, I've never shot one forever.
I
So.
usually don't see them buggers until the springtime after the ice comes off.
Yeah.
Well, you guys got your licenses on you? I'll take a look at those.
I actually don't have mine on me right now. You remember me though, right? Amanda.
Amanda from.
Yes. I was down there this early spring fishing over there, and my license was in my car. I had to walk all the way to my car to get it. Had a big lecture about how you keep it on you.
That sounds like me. Who are you with? I think I remember.
I was
Were
with
you
by
the-
myself.
Was it the year before you were with
She got the ticket.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I remember checking you now.
Okay. Good. I had this. No, because when I got down here, I remember, and I was like, I hope it's the right guy because I know he'll remember me. How big do lings get?
Around here. Oh, those ones are really nice ones for.
Are they?
Yeah, they're usually half this size.
Oh, that's really? A good one then. Score one for the girl team.
I need to figure something out to take those. Yeah. Those are nice fish. But yeah, you definitely want to take them. Catch some more of them if you can too, in fact.
All right, well, that's our plan. Okay.
Well, good enough for me. Do you guys have any questions about what the camera's for? Curious?
Well, I was going to ask, but...
Okay. They're filming season 2 of the Wardens show. It's on the Outdoor channel.
Oh,
Seriously? Oh, look at that. This is good. You're going to get on TV.
Look at that.
And she's a lawbreaker. We're putting her on TV. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Good God. What are you guys using for bait?
Minnows. Look how I love them. They're so pretty.
That one there's, I would say, probably, a normal sized one. Maybe bigger than what the average is.
Okay.
Another picture? Do you need another picture?
Oh, of course I need another picture.
Can't believe you're handling them like that. I hate ling. They're like a snake.
Slimy.
They'll wrap
They're
around
very
you.
They're slimy. They're really hard to hold. You have to hold them tight.
Yeah. Look at him. They're so pretty.
All right. That'll work.
This is my first time ever catching them or seeing them, really. So okay.
Closer to her though. Oh no, but yeah.
Okay,
there we go. Oh, let's do sideways.
we'll let you guys be on your way, or me be on my way, I guess.
Yeah, no, I don't think we're leaving for a while. We got some more.
Not as long as we're still catching on, we're staying.
Good deal. Well, you guys have a good night.
You too.
Thanks.
Near Wolf Creek in Region 4, Warden Brian Goley is getting closer to the real story behind an illegal deer.
Did you ever shoot back there?
No, sir.
Oh, no. Hold on a second. We're doing really good.
Up until now.
Up until you started lying. I'm a good guy. I'm not, here to ruin your night, but we got to straighten this out.
All right. We were hunting. We were legit. We had our horns on. We weren't freaking hiding.
Okay.
He wounded the son of a.
All right. That matches his story.
All right. And then I just said he was out of boats, and I finished it off.
All right. Where is your deer tag?
It's I used mine 3 days ago.
Excuse me?
It's on a deer. I used mine 3 days ago.
Where did you get your deer, John?
My deer was, it's clear on the other side of Lincoln. It's a white tail. It's, I don't know the area.
You have no idea where you killed your deer? Really?
No, I'm serious.
Did you kill it during the day or at night?
Yes, sir. Killed it during the day, but it was on the other side of Lincoln. I think it was like down the Beaver Creek area.
Okay. I want you to sit right here and not move. Do you understand that?
Warden Brett Logan has arrived to assist, and Warden Goley explains the situation.
I want you to grab the passenger in the back seat, okay? Down the road, past the gate on the left side, past the Dead Man's Road on the left side. We watched these guys come out of the burrow pit. They shot a deer. It's in the back. It doesn't have a tag on it. I need to know from the back passenger exactly what happened.
How we doing?
Good.
Not too bad. Brett Logan, one of the game wardens around. Good. Hey, would you mind chatting with me for a little bit?
No, sir, don't mind at all.
While Logan interviews the third hunter, Goley visits with the driver.
Just come on up there, and that way you won't get cold. What's wrong with your, what is your handicap, Brian?
I have a metal shoulder, 2 metal hips, and a metal knee.
Whoa. Did you get in a car wreck, or what happened?
No, I'm wore out.
You're wore out? Okay. Did you?
What do we need to do here?
They said that you were the guy that's driving them around and showing them where to hunt.
I drove them around. I dropped them off. We turned into that gate at 172. I even showed them the number on the gate.
All right. And how do you know these guys?
I've known John for about 30 years.
Okay.
These other 2 guys I don't even know. They're friends of his from the North Slope of Alaska.
All right. So you just drive them around and they go hunting?
That's correct. So what are we doing here, partner?
Well, I'm deciding what to do with the illegal deer and the trespassing. Okay? That's what I'm deciding what to do. So we're looking at some pretty serious violations. Well, I mean, I can't let them go.
Well, that's up to you.
Right.
That's up to you.
Well, I got a lot of violations here. Okay, so this John guy's got an over limit and trespassing. This guy's got failed a tag and shooting from the road. Now I got the highway patrol coming because they got open containers. And anyway, I just don't feel comfortable letting them drive off.
After discussing the situation with Warden Logan, Goley explains the charges to the hunter.
I want to explain something to you about hauling a deer down the highway, okay? You're hauling an illegal deer down the highway, which means that everybody that's in possession of it is in possession of illegally taken deer. So even the other 2 in the front truck can be charged, but we're not going to charge them, okay? But we are going to charge you with the possession of the illegal deer.
The 2 hunters responsible for the illegal deer received citations for trespassing and unlawful possession, with a mandatory appearance before the judge. In addition, the one who shot from the fence is cited for shooting from the roadway, and the one who made the kill shot is cited for over limit. And as the party keeps going, a Montana Highway Patrol tests the driver for alcohol influence. He finds he is legal. However, all the open beer bottles must be empty to comply with Montana's open container law. Oh yeah, and their illegal deer gets confiscated.
Them boys in Alaska will if they see this on TV.